10 major types and classes of occult magicians. Number 1. The White Magician. The White Magician is a person that practice white magic. They specialize in protective and healing spells. White magicians are mostly peaceful and they do not start any fights, so therefore are not compelled to finish any either. This allows them lots of time to understand the inner workings of nature and to collect their power for use in times of need. They learn the basic uses of herbs, oils, runes and stars. The White Magician also specialize in healing and breaking of spells and curses. Number 2. The Black Magician. The Black Magician is a person that practice black magic. The Black Magician is an expert in destructive spells. They are the ones that cast dark and violent spells because they work with an intense, vengeful energy that leans more towards destruction. They work with various mischievous entities that favor them and vice versa. They specialize in the art of war. The black art practitioners are veered more towards the deliberate use of the good and bad vibrational frequency. This black art takes patience and dedication to master. Number 3. The Mage. The Mage is a person that specialize in psychic and mental control and spells of willpower. Mages are typically good at the mind arts, birth energy channeling and some of the movement spells, such as remote viewing and warp space, for the initiated. Mages usually begin by attempting charm spells, in which the caster attempts to magically win the loyalty of a creature. The success of this spell typically depends on the caster's skill level and the intelligence of the target. They are experts in controlling all types of animals with their mind and willpower. Number 4. The Druid. The Druid is the master of nature and natural forces. They are part of their environment. Through an intimate bond with nature, the Druid is able to move the very forces of nature to cover their tracks, defend themselves, or to perform duties. The interesting thing about a Druid's ability, though, is that it is viewed as a natural extension of their unity with nature. Druids are also infamous for planting magical groves. First, a specific type of tree is chosen for its abilities, and then a lot of that species of saplings are planted into a spacious circle. The Druid then visits this grove and meditates in it, ensuring its health and channeling magical properties into the trees. Number 5. The Diviner. A diviner is a person that specializes in seeing into the future. Their main job is to find out what's going to happen. Diviners use a physical medium of some sort to find out what they can about the future. Among many other types of divination are the use of clouds, tarot decks, water, fire, earth, wind, sand, sticks, rocks, birds, cats, dogs, spiders, bones, intestines, blood, insects, weather conditions, feces, fingernails, palms, fingerprints, crystal ball, head bumps, eye orientation, candles, saliva, spirits, fairies, auras, birthdays, zodiac signs, and many more. Each diviner has a different way of telling what will happen, but the basic gist is that regardless of how they do it, they do it. They are experts of future and fortune telling. Number 6. The Healer. Healers are, much like a mage, channelers of earth energies. The healer is a realigner of magical forces to the benefit of a living being. The theory is that when the physical body is cut, the ethereal body is cut as well. Both wounds will eventually heal, but the ethereal cut is usually untended to. The healer must feel the energy of the wounded, soften it, and mold it back into alignment with the rest of the body. Once the ethereal body is healed, the physical body will quickly follow. By the same token, the healer can create wounds as well by misaligning the ethereal body of a target. This is rarely done, as a healer is almost always of a good nature. The healing is usually not instant, but it is extremely fast. They are experts at manipulating and sustaining life force. Number 7. The Necromancer. The Necromancer is a person that specializes in conjuring and dealing with the dead. They are experts at manipulating death and the dead. The main tool of a necromancer is the death ether. An occupational hazard of being a necromancer is that, working so close to the essence of death, one becomes consumed by the very forces they are attempting to channel. Being careful, with necromancy, as in conjuring, is the key to survival. Number 8, the Sorcerer. A sorcerer is a freelance offensive casters of all types, mainly focused on black magic. Though there is no hard and fast rule as to how a wizard or sorcerer should continue their studies, there is a general trend for both. Sorcerers tend to experiment more in the dark arts and eventually become, more often than not, demonomancers. This is not the best choice if you're looking to keep your sanity, but the fact cannot be denied that demons do get the job done, sometimes even the way you ask them to. Try to avoid letting the raw power of evil magic take over your mind. This is far easier said than done, but the key is this: sorcerers, though generally nice, are occasionally self-serving and nasty. Power, for a sorcerer, is typically attained by convincing people to do their work for them. Number 9, the Priest/Cleric. The Priest/Cleric must, and veritably yearns to, learn the nature of God. The combination of wisdom, knowledge and faith are what make a truly strong practitioner. Study of the scriptures is the way to knowledge, the leading of God is the way to wisdom, and the application of wisdom, coupled with God's leading, is the way to faith. The main challenge for a beginning practitioner is to live a holy life. Holy means to be set apart and consecrated. Once a holy life has been attained, a priest is then empowered to the exorcism of demonic forces from a person, place, or a thing. Number 10, the Satanist. A magical Satanist has a fair amount to do. Despite the possible benefits, a price is paid in equal or greater proportion to the benefits reaped. Sacrifice of the proper sort is offered to Satan or a demon. Sacrifice such as blood, food, oil, desecrations, worship, a pact, or whatever. Each entity requires something different. In exchange for these sacrifices, a Satanist will receive just about any earthly pleasure they desire. The goods of the world and all it has to offer are at the fingertips of the devoted magical Satanist. A good spot to start for a fair-sized list of demons, their traits, and what they require would be Book 1 of the Lesser Key of Solomon, aka Lemegeton. Now, keeping in mind the basic list of caster types given above, choose your type. You will, as a rule, fall under one of these categories. If you do not, then you do not know your talent. Find your magical niche and exploit it. Bye for now, talk to you next time.